Hi guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video as to why I'm so passionate about this Diddy trial. I know that you guys are curious, you know, and I just want to say that this all started in October of last year. That would be close to a month after Mr. Combs was arrested. The Most High actually gave me a dream. And this dream came out of nowhere because I had not had any thoughts or anything concerning Mr. Combs prior to that, or any celebrity for that matter. But if anything, I was actually involved in a different situation with a different person, and I was going through so much that I could not be bothered to even involve myself in anything relating to Diddy or the trial. And so I had this dream, and as I said, actually the night before I had the dream, I was praying, I was pouring out my heart to the Most High, and just basically just telling him how I was feeling with my situation, and I wanted him to intervene, And that was the night that I had this dream, And so I did not think it was a coincidence, even though it kind of threw me off, and I was a little pissed because I was asking for something completely different, So in this dream, I basically saw Mr. Combs being accused by a middle-aged white man. And this accusation started because I had Mr. Combs actually befriended me. And he was showing me some of his personal documents, and I saw some discrepancies, and I had pointed it out to him. And while we were talking, this middle-aged man just suddenly appears, and just starts to, he draws a crowd to him. And as we stood in the back, me and Mr. Combs watching him, we saw him basically just start to accuse Mr. Combs. He's pointing his finger at him, and he had all these accusations, And I knew at that point that it was all false because I knew that he was trying to cover up for what I had found. That was the impression that I had based on what had happened prior to that. And so as he was pointing, and, I could see that the crowd was getting swayed by his words. And at a point, the strength just came in me, and I just started to rebuke him in the name of Yeshua, the Messiah. I was rebuking him. And I also began to ask the people around me to help me so that we can rebuke him together. And at that point, nobody came, everybody was just actually walking away. Some people were walking away, some people were shaking their heads. And it just appeared that this man had gotten their full attention, and they did not want anything to do with the whole thing, But a few minutes later, I actually saw this old man in a wheelchair. He raised his hand and waved over to me. And when I walked over, he whispered in my ears, and he said that he would help me. And that was the end of that dream. And so, being that who I am, I immediately went to the Most High and just asked him to send me confirmation if truly, because we all know, or as I will be teaching you guys, when you have dreams like this, you have to ask for confirmation, because it's not every dream that comes from the Most High, And demons do send dreams as well. And so I asked for confirmation, and about 3 months or less later, I had another dream that confirmed. It was like a continuation to the second dream. And then I had a confirmation in the physical that confirmed that this is what the Most High wanted for the Diddy trial. And then about several months after that, I did receive also another confirmation, which I have shared to my YouTube channel. And you guys can see it. It talks about I received another confirmation. So you guys, I say all this to say that there's a reason, there's a rhyme to the reason, or wait, how do you say it? Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a method to the madness, okay? I support this man for a reason, and I say that because Had it not been for the dream that I received, I would have basically moved on with my life and would have basically been consumed by what I was already consumed by, which was the cares of my world. So this is nothing but the Most High. I believe with all my heart that I am doing His will according to the unction that He gave me due to this dream. So you guys, that is that. And my hope is that you guys would be able to better understand my stance, and also hopefully to even join me in this, because it is a righteous cause. Anything that the Most High tells you to do and He has confirmed you to do it is going to be a righteous cause. No matter what anybody says, this is what I am doing, because that is what the Most High has told me to do. So you guys, and should I mention that basically the confirmation that I was getting was like the Most High was just basically confirming that Mr. Combs was innocent of the accusations. Now, mind you, there was of domestic violence when we all know that that has happened, but we also know that he did apologize publicly and compensated the victim monetarily, of which she accepted and agreed not to take him to court for. But lo and behold, after all the media circus and everything that the prosecutors presented to us, we went to court and they lost woefully, because they were not able to present to us in court evidence of all their accusations. Okay? If anything, they went ahead to continue to drag Mr. Combs' name but to the mud by bringing out lies. And by lies, I mean they have all been proven as lies in court by a fair jury. Okay? As much as we all want to believe that they were paid off, let's also think about the level of viciousness and the level of force that was used to basically bring Mr. Combs to court, to the point that this man has not been able to be released on bail for anything. And so don't you think that they would have been able to have enough evidence to convict him? Don't you think so? Instead, what we heard in court was a continuation of the domestic violence case, which should have been settled and left alone. And contrary to what the prosecutors are hoping that we feel as a public, I am realizing through my public interviews that most people are quite in agreement with me when they say that the prosecutors basically made the whole trial a laughingstock, basically, because they built it up so hard. Everybody was in suspense, only for them to let us down when we went to court and discovered that none of it was making any sense. There was no evidence backing up anything, and the truth was so hiked up, or should I say the lies were so jacked up to a level that did not make any sense. So, in essence, he was overcharged, and this has been the sentiment of a couple people who I have interviewed. One of them has even gone as far to say that this might be the Illuminati. But we all know this is the normal thing, is that everything is the Illuminati, you know? But this just goes to point even further that nothing is ever fair anymore in this society. Anybody can wake up one day, accuse you of something, and practically try to get away with it. That is what this society has come to. And I think that it is a very dangerous direction that we're headed, you know? And I hope that we can see through this by coming out to, even if we cannot come in the physical, if we can at least wish Mr. Combs well in his trial, or should I say in his hearing coming up on Thursday of this month, or should I say this week actually, it's coming up this Thursday, and so that he will not even have to go for sentencing. In a fair world, he should not have to go to sentencing because, mind you, actually, you guys, he got vindicated, just like I told you guys in my dream. So not only was he found innocent for the RICO charges, which were the most serious charges, which would have destroyed his life and basically taken everything that he had worked hard for and squandered all his homes and his money and everything, but it would have also had him in jail for the rest of his life. And so the Most High showed him mercy, as he did show me in the dream and in the confirmations. He showed Mr. Combs mercy, and now he's being faced with bogus charges of the Mann Act. And for those of us who do not know what the Mann Act is, please, if you could kindly go back to my post on YouTube describing what the Mann Act is. This is basically a racist and bogus law that was enacted in 1910, or is it 1913, I believe it was. Basically prosecuting black men for being with white women or people that are white passing. And so this is what they have tried to pin on Mr. Combs, and essentially saying that he is a trafficking person, basically insisting that he is a trafficking person, even though the court has proven that there is not enough evidence to pin that on a man who has basically worked solely on his own with his girlfriends to form a relationship, a sexual relationship, among other things. That there is no way that you can equate that relationship to a criminal enterprise. Okay? And the public shares those same sentiments, as much as the prosecutors as well as the judge has tried to make us believe otherwise. So the question now is, who have they been pandering to? Because it's clearly not the public that I have interviewed. Okay? So which brings me to the point that you guys, you need to send your well wishes, you need to send your prayers, and you need to not be surprised that I am standing behind Mr. Combs. Because again, it is the righteous thing to do, and we can see clearly now that it is the righteous thing to do. And also a common sense thing to do. So, you guys, that is my stance. And I thank you so much for hearing me out and for understanding why I have taken on this stance. All right? If you agree with me, or you would like, or if you can see through what I'm talking about, would you kindly like, share, and subscribe? And share. It's very important that you share. Also comment, please. And also, if we could look past who this man is, because I know that a lot of us, believe it or not, we are living in a society that conditions us to believe that when there is a crime committed, that this person, there has to be a black face behind it. Believe it or not, you guys may not realize it, but subconsciously, this is the way it has been, and has been for a while. So I want you guys to look at this fairly, look at it past the race issue, and see it as something that is not race-based, you know? And let's also remember that this violence that was committed against Cassie was done about 10 years ago. So this was way past, this was years and years back, you know? But of course, it was brought up and made as a present thing, of which, again, Mr. Combs did go ahead and resolve with Cassie, or so we thought, until the prosecutors decided to drag the issue back in court just to somehow find a way to nail him. And so, you guys, I stand behind this man, and I will continue to do so until this trial is over and done with. and even until after, if that's what the Most High wills. So thank you guys so much for your help and for your support, if you have done so. And if you have not, what are you doing? Please go ahead and share, like, and support, and show that there is some justice left in this world and in this country. Thank you all so much, and until next time, bye-bye.